Winter Packet Question 4. The area of Ken's rectangular yard is 480 square feet. The yard is 24 feet wide. In order to fence in the garden completely on all four sides, how many feet of fencing would Ken need to buy? Explain how you get your answer in the space below. I'm going to pull out some important information from this word problem. So I see the first thing I see is important is that the area of his garden is 480 square feet. Something else I see is important is that the yard is 24 feet wide. All right, so I know the area of the whole thing is 480 square feet and the yard is 24 feet wide. And I see the question right here. I'm gonna double underline the question. It's asking us how many feet of fencing would Ken need to buy? Let's start with our first piece of information that we have. We know the area of his square garden, of his rectangular garden, is 480 square feet. So I'm gonna draw his garden here, and I know the inside space is 480 square feet. Okay, that's area. So the area is the space, all the space inside his garden. We also know that the garden is 24 feet wide, so I can label that as well. I'm going to say that this side is 24 feet wide. But what it didn't say was how long the garden is. We don't know how much this is. So I'm gonna put a question mark here. We don't know, it never said. We just know that it's a total of 480 square feet and it's 24 feet wide. Now, if you haven't already guessed, we're gonna have to figure out what that side is right there. Since we know the area and the length of one of the sides, we're in pretty good shape. We know that area is length times width. Or length times width, doesn't matter. We know that 24 times something is going to equal 480 because length times width equals the area. 24 times something equals 480. Let's go ahead and figure out what that something is. I'm going to redraw this model so that we can multiply to figure out what we know it's going to equal 480. So 24 times what? It's going to equal 480. I'm going to start with a number that I know how to multiply, and it'll get us a pretty big product. And that's 10. 24 times 10. Well, I like multiplying by 10 because place value, each place is 10 times greater as you move to the left. And so if I want to know what 10 times greater than 24 is, I would just shift that bad boy to the left. So 2 10s, instead of 2 10s, now I have 2 hundreds. Instead of 4 ones, I have 4 10s. That's 240. But as I'm saying this, I'm realizing, hey, wait a minute. I see that 200 is half of 400. I see that 40 is half of 80. I think if we do another one of these, we will get to 480. So 24 times 10 is 240. Let's multiply that again by another 10. So we need to extend this because that wasn't enough. Let's keep going. Let's do another 10. 24 times 10 again is going to be 240 again. 240 plus 240. 200 plus 200 is 400. 40 plus 40 is 80. We got 480 just like that. All right, so we don't need to do anything else. Now, what do we multiply by? We multiply by 10 and then 10 again. 10 plus 10, that's 20. So it looks like we're saying that 24 times 20 is 480. Boom, 24 times 20 is 480. But I want to check my work. I want to make sure that this is correct. So if I am indeed saying 24 times 20 is 480, we should be able to prove that. Let's do 24 times 20. I'm gonna start off by doing 20 times 20. I'm gonna decompose these 20s to make it a little easier for me to multiply. 20 is the same thing as 2 times 10. 20, 2 times 10. And so I'm gonna multiply these 2's first. 2 times 2 is 4. And then I'm gonna, with that 4, I gotta multiply by this 10. So 4 times 10, that's just 40. And then 4 times this 10, 40 times this 10, that's 400. So 2 times 2, 4 times 10, 40 times 10 again, 400. Sweet. 20 times 4, well, I know that 20 again is 2 times 10. So instead of doing the 2 times 10 first, I'm gonna do the 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8, and then times 10 is 80. And there you have it, 400 plus 80, 480. We're good to go. 24 times 20 is in fact 480. So now that we know 24, we know what this missing side is. It's 20 feet. So 24 feet times 20 feet equals 480 feet. We're not done though. The answer is not 20 feet because we weren't trying to find this missing side, or at least we weren't only trying to find this missing side. Let's look back at the question. It says, how many feet of fencing would Ken need to buy? Remember, this is his garden, and he's putting a fence around on all four sides, right? He's putting a fence on all four sides. We need to know how much fencing he's going to buy. How many feet of fencing? Well, we know this is 20 feet. You need to figure out the whole thing. How much fencing is he going to buy at Home Depot so he could put a fence around his entire garden? All right, you got this.